Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the show today. So, here's what's on the agenda. I got this guy I did a few things when you weren't looking, so I could do a few more things while you were looking. Yes, indeed, friends, it is high time, that's really high, that I get some paint on this new grain hauler I have. And it desperately needs it. She looks rough. It doesn't fit in around here because it looks so ugly. So it's time to change all that. It's time to get this truck looking as good as the rest of them do around here. Now, guys, I know sometimes I get a little carried away with some of these. I have to remember that these are not going to the car show. These are going to go to the elevator show, and they're going to dump grain. They're going to be parked in the field and probably parked outside. So the amount of work I put into some of these is maybe just a little bit more than more than they deserve. Not that they don't deserve it, but I overdo it sometimes. So maybe this one, I'm probably still going to overdo it, but whatever. It is what it is. It'll be a cool looking, nice truck. So let's talk about a few things here, friends. So like I said, friends, let me give you a little step-by-step of what's going to happen today. First, cab. I got to get this cab painted up. This is my first priority. Other than this little bit of surface rust on here and a little bit of dirt, even though I washed it, it's not in bad shape. I've got a minor imperfection of rust right here on either side. And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to do this the wrong way, and I'm just going to grind this off, put a little body filler on here because it's just this little spot. Chances are probably 110%. I'm not going to drive this truck in salt ever. At least I don't plan to. Get the front ended primer, paint it, clear it, done. Next on the list, I got all this frame sticking out here. Black oil-based paint for this frame. That's fine, nothing special. Then this box. Again, this box is actually, I think, in better shape than the one on my other grain hauler, but kind of the same thing. I'm going to go through, sand off this little bit of rust, rough everything up, gallon of red oil-based paint, bingo. Box will be done. Box will be good enough. Once all that's done, I'm going to do black and white on the hubs and the wheels. That'll be great. Fuel tank will also be in the same black as the frame. Do all that in one shot. These are black right now. They're not going to be. They're going to be blue to match the whole rest of the truck. So, now you're still hanging out with me. I'm glad to see that. Then, when this is all done, put the box down, back the truck out of here. Then I'm going to do the doors and the front end. These doors are not in bad shape except for this little tickle of rust down here on the bottom. And I got just the thing I'm going to use to, I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to cut out a chunk of door, weld a piece of metal in there with a crease on the bottom. Bingo, done. Same on the front of this. Now, front of this, she's all plastic, so easy peasy. Just rough that up, get the blue paint on it. Bingo, that'll be done. I have located a couple of these grills. I did a little research on this. The best I can see is that this is from an S-Series school bus. So I went online, found a couple of options for a grill for that, so I can, just what I can do to make it look, that much better. Now, I'd like to get this done in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I'll put this video out on the Friday that I want to have it out on. So, as you can tell, guys, I got my hands full. I got a lot that I got to get done. Let's get after it. All right, friends, basically my plan, I'm going to sand this thing with some 120, some 220, and shoot primer over it. Basically every place I want primer. I'm not going to primer that box, so excuse me, I got some work to do. I'll say one thing, guys, that kind of makes an old truck like this a little less easy to work on as far as paint goes. There's not a straight piece of metal on it. These old trucks had style and everything was curved, which is cool, unless you're painting it. Well, friends, I think that's as sanded as it's gonna get, at least for the first round. Now for my next trick, I got a Scotch-Brite pad. I got a whole box of them because you never know when you might need one of these. What I got to do here, friends, is get into all these places like this, where a piece of flat sandpaper or whatever isn't gonna hit really anything. You got all these little grooves and crevices, and so I gotta take this piece of Scotch-Brite, basically go around the whole truck with it, because everything's very curved on this truck, which is cool for aesthetics. Not great if you want to work on it, but that's all right. That's what I'm about here. Guys, as you can see, this is quite time consuming, but you know, in the essence of perfection, it has to be done. See if I can get the majority of the dust off this truck, get it washed off, and get some primer on it. Hey guys, well now we're getting to the point of getting this thing kind of wiped off, so you know, some of this primer will hopefully stick to the truck. Now, you know, there's a lot of spots where it's not going to, like up under this cowl here. It's dirty. It's going to remain dirty. But nobody's going to see that unless you open the hood. And if you open the hood, I got other problems that don't involve the paint. So, let's get all this wiped down, bust into that Emron primer, and get this thing, get a good coat of, you know, a good base, something new that this truck hasn't seen since 1969. Oh. All right, friends, let's give this thing the juice. You're gonna notice my primer's not the right color. I got yellow this time. Whatever, it all does the same thing. Let's get after this. Well, friends, that is looking pretty darn good. Let's see, can you see the roof from there? Not bad. Got all them little rusty spots sealed in forever, hopefully. Yeah, that's gonna look really nice. So what I'm gonna do here now, I'm gonna give this the hour of flash time, and we're going directly over this with the blue and the clear. I wanna get the cab of this truck done tonight. That's gonna be blue and clear tonight. Tomorrow, black on the frame, maybe the wheels, and I'll start sanding on that box so I can probably get the box done. I don't know if that's gonna happen tomorrow or not, but real quick here. Like I said, yeah, every part of this truck, except for the parts that aren't on it right now, have to be painted so I can get the truck out of here and I can work on the doors and the hood by themselves. It'll give me that much more room, so I'll catch up with you in an hour here. Guess I got time for a Leinenkugel. Now friends, this color blue that I got picked out is not 100% identical to Gus. Now, for those of you who have been around here for every video, you remember when I painted Gus, I dumped all the blues I had in together and it made a pretty solid looking sweet metallic blue. So what I did, I went to my local auto parts house that mixes my paint for me. I got out what's called the Spectromaster chip book. Now for you old school guys, you might remember the Spectromaster book. There hasn't been one around in years and they still have one. I found the closest blue metallic Spectromaster chip I could to that color. Now, I have a code for it. So this truck's gonna be that blue. That is close enough to where if I ever screw something up on that one, I can blend that in. Maybe we'll get into blending someday, but nevertheless, let's get this cab painted on this truck right now. Friends, that base coat, she's going to dry up a little bit dull. We'll get the clear on it. But otherwise, I got pretty fair coverage. I got everything I need covered in blue. Perfect. I like it. Don't even think about it, you little turkey. Come on. There you go. Friends, that base color has had more than enough time to flash off, and it's pretty warm out today, so it didn't take real long. Let's put the finishing touches on what I've got here. I got the, I pulled the ladder out just because now that I've got everything painted, I really don't want to be stepping on as much of it as I was, but, and again, this is going to be a little tougher to chase around because I'm chasing clear, and if I got a dry spot in the clear and just start painting clear next to it, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to attempt to get the top of the cab. And then I got some lines, so maybe I can get the cowl, maybe I can get this line, get the cowl on the other side. Well, it's gonna be a lot of climbing around and a lot of hubbub. Oh well, let's get after it. It ain't gonna paint itself.
Perfect. She's covered in clear. Let me give that a few minutes and pull the sheets off and pull this thing outside.
Well, guys, there we go. So, cab is good to go. I'm gonna try and back this thing out of here so I can sweep up under it, but tomorrow my only goal was to get the frame painted and the wheels, so I mean, I painted this part with that, so I guess whatever, it doesn't matter. And the paint's really not dry enough for me to be stepping on anything, so I'm just not going to. I'm gonna call her a night before I screw something up, because I really don't want to do that. It looks nice enough the way that it is right now. So we'll catch up with you here in the morning, and we'll make that frame all nice and black and shiny, and the wheels black and white, just like the other one, and we'll go from there. Well, friends, I'm back to work on the frame today. My day kind of slipped away. Had some other things to attend to. So this got the back burner, but not anymore. Now she's on the front burner for a few minutes. Now, guys, the frame of this truck, I'm putting about this much effort into. I mean, it's just a truck frame. It's not special. And unless I'm gonna sandblast this thing down, it doesn't matter. So it obviously has been power washed. You all seen me do that. And I did take the nozzle here and give everything a puff. So, yeah, I mean, again, not losing any sleep over the frame. This is the part of the truck, and that's the part of the truck that I need to look good. So I went to Tractor Supply today and I bought the very best gloss back paint that they had. Should be enough to cover these frame rails and at least make them look not like that anymore. And that's really all I'm trying to do here, guys. So, hell, I guess. Let me mix up a hot batch of black paint and send it.
I think so.
Well there, friends, I mean, I was even had enough extra to touch up them hubs. Now I want to get some, I don't know, either silver or white paint to go on those wheels. I'll figure that out tomorrow, but ain't it amazing what $26 worth of black paint will do to a truck frame? Yeah, I probably should have hit that pumpkin down there. Whatever, no big deal. I mean, same thing here. I just get some silver paint or white paint, hit the wheels. I did not do the bumper, but I've got other plans for that bumper. Same over here, so again, looking nice and shiny. Got these hubs all knocked out. Next is this. Now that's gonna take a little bit extra time. I'll have to get it, fire the truck up, lower everything back down. And you know, I probably won't do a whole heck of a lot with the front of it because, well, honestly, who sees it? Nobody. Everybody sees the back and the sides, so, but I'll do something with it. I did the same on my other truck last year, except I'll be able to do it inside here and not out there in the wind like I had to the last one. If any of you remember that video, I think the wind was blowing 40 miles an hour today. It took, I could have painted everything in the neighborhood red that weekend, but whatever, this isn't that. I can work on it inside my new shop, so it'll be nice. But again, one more step off the list. Get that box done and see where we're at that point in time. So let me welcome you into the future. A few more days here, okay? So out of town last weekend, really didn't get much further on this truck. Like I mentioned before, I got to have the truck done by this Friday. A, so you can see the video, and B, so I can go on vacation. So this is really all I got left to do. I went ahead and did these tires and wheels, which now that I've done them in this silver, I hate it. I really wish that I'd have just picked a different color. I'm not a big fan of it, but I guess I'm not worried about that right now. They're gonna get covered with dust and mud as soon as I back it out of here. But this is my project at hand today. Once I get this box all scuffed and painted, I can pull this out of here and I can start on the other stuff. That'll be another video when I do a big reveal, like, hey, here's the whole truck. But for right now, you ain't gonna see much more of it than this. I still gotta I ran out of these bed sheets. I must have threw some away or something. I don't know, but I gotta put, I'm gonna grab some of that paper, just cover up this frame rail, just to keep some of the red paint off it. I'd like to keep it as shiny black as I can for as long as possible. But, so here's what I've got here, friends. I gotta get this baby scruffed up, and I gotta do it in record time. Now, it's got a little surface rust here and there, but it isn't in super bad shape. I think that the one on my other truck was in worse shape. But again, it's just gonna be getting bashed into with augers and tree limbs and whatever else. So it's just gonna get scruffed and shot. Now, to keep the process moving along quickly, I got some DA here, ready to go DA, because it does a fantastic job. It does a really, really nice job on things. Now, when my air compressor needs a little break, I got this. This poor old Sanders about had it, but it does do the job, and it'll keep the ball rolling a little bit so I can maybe get this painted before today's over. So, as I once heard a wise man say,
I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you.
Guys, let me get after this thing. Do you hate that when you put your respirator on, there's a bunch of spider webs inside? Don't get me wrong, I'm sure the spiders don't like it either. Hey, here I am. Hey. So, friends, I got it sanded down as good as it's gonna get. I gave it a quick cheerleader blow, and now I'm just gonna give it a really fast tui. So many references there. And it's time to start slinging paint. I've been working on this thing about all day, and I'm ready to see it painted. Let's get after that. Well, friends, I went and picked up this IH red. I figured it'd only be fitting to put IH red on this IH truck somewhere. Let me mix up a couple of hot batches of that, get her in this cup here, and we're just about there. I mean, So close, I can almost smell that great oil-based paint. Let's get shooting. Well guys, that old truck box is coming around. It's gonna need a second coat of paint because there's still some areas of that surface drifts that are kind of showing through, and red's pretty transparent, so it's good for that. Let me go ahead and get the other side of this painted up, and I'm gonna get right back with you and show you the finished product. Well, everybody, that's had a night to dry. Are you ready to see how it's turned out so far? Okay, good. Let me go grab it. And of course today, wind's blowing. What, Fluffy? Are you ready to see the truck? She's ready. Here. There, friends, that ain't looking too shabby at all. I still hate the silver wheels, but I don't hate them as much as I did yesterday. But that's looking nice. That box didn't turn out half bad at all. Front half of the cab's looking good. Frame's nice and shiny. Can't wait to get that finished up and get that on there with the brand new grill. Hopefully it shows up here in time to get the whole thing done nice. But guys, I think this is gonna make me a pretty decent little hauler. It's definitely looking the part right now. Looks nice enough, so maybe the fine people at the MDOT will leave me alone when I'm driving back and forth to the elevator. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Now, I got to get the C40 out of there and the little 35 TO, so I can put this under a roof for a while I'm working on the doors in the front end inside of there. Well, friends, that's gonna do it for me today. Next time we see this truck, she's gonna be all complete and done. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
He is the life of parties he has never attended. If he were to punch you in the face, you would have to fight off the strong urge to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He is the most interesting man in the world.